Hi,
Hello,
how are you?
doing well. How are you?
Good. I saw that Graham and Woody aren't going to be on the Zoom today.
This may be the shortest meeting ever.
Well, that's good for everyone. Then they can have dinner sooner.
That everybody else can, yes. And poor Graham and Woody are tied up doing something.
Yeah.
I may have to check that out, see what they're up to. See
What were they doing, anyways?
what's more important than our committee, right?
Yes.
But
Every committee should be like your committee. It'd be great.
it really, I have to say, I mean, it's the best group of people I've ever worked with, ever, except for maybe
Good.
one group I helped start 30 years ago. Uh, but it really is kind of like the like one of these war movies where they get you're the communication specialist and you're logistics and you're explosives. Know what I mean? Like a team,
Uh-huh.
and they all go out there and they
Yeah, they do what they need to do.
fight for
It's
the
great.
fight for the good. And it works, and just everybody gets along.
Hmm.
I think a lot of it has to do with having a chairman who really knows his stuff.
Oh, he does. And all you guys are very knowledgeable in the field that you are in. So that helps too.
Yeah, but it's just a good set of personalities that all kind of came together.
Yeah.
So yes, my question is how much longer do we have to meet twice a month? But we'll get to that. We'll talk about that maybe in June.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully by then, um, things will get back to normal at
Hmm.
the town hall. So let's just say the meetings are continuing. Maybe by then, or hopefully before, maybe we can actually meet in person. Who knows?
Yeah, yeah.
That'd be nice.
I do like that idea. Although
Yeah.
I also see how Zoom can keep its value. I mean, I watched the planning and zoning meeting Thursday,
Hmm.
and I would not have stayed there till 11 p.m. I can assure you.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah.
But you're
Those
sitting there,
those poor
I'm here,
people.
I'm home, I'm just listening in the distance.
Hmm.
It's so much easier. And there were a few nights this winter when I thought, boy, I'm glad we're zooming and not driving down to.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
But yeah, it'd be nice to see everybody, and
No, it definitely would.
maybe we'll have everything, pretty close to sewn up.
Hmm,
We'll see.
maybe.
We will see.
Yes, we will. Have you gotten to enjoy the weather?
Yeah, I took a walk at Hammonasset today, and I went to Circle Beach yesterday,
Oh, nice.
which was all nice. I was a little sad. My beloved retriever died a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
12
It's
years old.
awful.
Yeah. She had developed kidney disease, and at the end, it was
Oh.
not good. So we had to let her go. But I used to take her down to those places, and she
Hmm.
would just be so happy.
Oh yeah.
But that was all right. She was a good dog,
How old was she?
just shy of 12 years, which is
Okay.
okay for a retriever. Pretty
Yeah.
good run.
My parents had a golden retriever way before I was born. And I think I was like 3 or 4 and she passed away. She had cancer though.
They get that.
Yeah, I think she was 13. So, but yeah, but they said she was a great dog. They took her everywhere.
Yeah. I know of one retriever that lived to 17, but that's rare.
Oh wow, that is rare.
And I knew one personally that got to be 15, but I think toward the end, the owners were just sort of extending death,
Oh,
life. There's Chip. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
hello.
Doing all right. How about yourself?
Doing well, thanks. Are we gonna have a quorum?
Uh, we'll see. I mean, Graham and Woody indicated they would not be here, so nobody else
Right.
said that would be the case. So we can hope for 5. But So far, it's just me.
Yeah.
I mean,
Usually all you guys get on the same time.
and I don't think we've got anything to really vote on at all, so.
Not really.
No. Well, there's two of you. You only need one more
Well, we need
for the,
4 for quorum. So
mm,
Laura, here's Mark.
there's 3.
Well, Laura, and I know Laura's coming because I was on with her earlier.
Just 5:30. Hello, Nicole.
Hi, Henry. How are you?
Doing okay? And yourself?
Great, thank you.
So I was telling Kristen that I think we may have a record short meeting tonight, but I've been running meetings for 30 years now, and I've always said there's no shame in a short meeting. If you get through your agenda, there's nothing wrong with.
Henry, you have my support.
Well, I'm sure you're more than experienced with this. I always say meetings are like a gas. They expand to fit the container.
Yeah.
Do we have a small container tonight?
We have a very.
Got an hour and 45-minute drive ahead of me, so I hope so.
Okay.
Okay.
Nimble.
I'm shooting for 30 minutes. How's that?
There you go.
That would be good. I have a 6 o'clock meeting that I have to get to.
Okay, that's a good call.
All right, well, let's give George 1 or 2 more minutes.
Do we need George for a quorum?
No,
No, you guys have enough. You guys already have 4.
I just thought as courtesy to one of our senior members. We'll give it to 5:34 or 5, and then we'll start.
There he is.
Here he is. Hello, George.
Hello, everybody.
Good. Well, with
Hey, George.
everybody coming, hi. So with everybody here who said they'd be coming, I think we can go ahead and open this meeting at 5:32 p.m. And someday we'll get a member of the public here, but I don't suppose we have anyone tonight, do we,
We
Kristen?
do not, no.
All right.
We have views on YouTube though.
We are on YouTube. Okay. It's always live. Well, I assume that. I've said I hope some people are watching when we're talking about them so they'd get the message. But on to minutes, March 8th minutes. I saw Kristen circulated those earlier, and I had a minor correction, just a spelling thing. And Laura had a question about content, but it was not something that calls for an amendment. Does anybody else have a comment on the minutes? If not,
Look good to me.
they look good. George, you want to go ahead and move to accept the minutes?
So moved.
There's that. And Billy, is
Second.
second. Billy had his hand up first. So all in favor, let's say aye.
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 It's unanimous. Okay. On to invoices. There are no invoices.
Can we talk about the other minutes though? Kristen, did I have that wrong?
If you want to,
These minutes refer to the fact that we didn't approve the end of February
They did.
minutes.
They did, and they weren't on. And I didn't get a chance to email you back. I apologize for that. I was super busy today. They weren't on the agenda for tonight, so I didn't know if you want to do them for next meeting, you can certainly approve them for next meeting. Just Henry, when you put them, you could just put February 22nd and March 22nd. That way you guys could do both of them at the same time and then just get them out of the way.
okay, well, it looks like we did March 8th. Do we want to have a separate motion just to do February 22nd, accept them?
We haven't seen them yet.
Oh, we haven't seen them at all.
That's what I
Yeah,
just don't
no,
want to.
and they're not. Yeah, that was part of the problem. They're not on my work computer anymore. Like I said, once I do them, I get them off because I'm not really supposed to be
Okay,
keeping too much stuff on here. So I have to get them from work tomorrow and then just email them to you guys.
okay, because you didn't send them out to anyone, so we can't share them.
No.
Well, let's try to sew that one up because I don't like to leave these things hanging.
No, definitely. So if you, like I said, if you want to put it on for the next agenda, and that way it'll reflect in case anybody is asking when they're watching
Mhm.
the video or when they read the minutes, how come it wasn't on the agenda, just to,
Okay.
I don't think anyone's gonna say anything, but just to make sure.
Okay, I'll make a mental note that item 3 next time will be the February 22nd minutes and tonight's minutes.
Yes.
Then we'll get that done. Very good. Then that brings us down to changes and change orders. Do we have anything to discuss in that category?
The only thing I guess is the sidewalk, which is change order work. We do have a date. They are starting that work on 5/3.
Okay.
And they're going to do the generator enclosure at the same time while they have supervision there.
Good. Great.
I got a note that they want to set up a pre-construction meeting on, I was told March 21st, which was yesterday. So I got to figure out what the right date is. I assume it's March 31st. And we'll need to, figure exactly who wants to be there for that. George, Mark, I don't know if either of you want to be there for that work as we tie into the sidewalk to the road and all that stuff, if there's any reason to. Billy, if you want to come, I don't know exactly what, I was figuring no, but
Probably not.
Laura, probably, I assume you are going to want to be there, but so I gotta, when that is finalized, we'll let you know.
Okay, so when you get a date, you can invite the others and
Yep.
people want to go could go. A lot of activity along our little stretch of the post road.
You're right. Hey, Chip, just a quick question. I did ask the DOT project engineer to have somebody from the DOT project reach out to coordinate activities. Do you know, has that happened?
I have not heard anything directly, and Wayne hasn't mentioned anything.
Yeah, he probably would have reached out to the contractor there, but I don't,
Okay,
they're not there all the time anyway, are they?
they're never there, so,
They're never there, so it probably didn't happen. I'm thinking if anybody should be there, maybe the DOT, somebody representing the DOT just to coordinate activities, who's doing what.
okay.
So who should I have him reach out to?
Well, why don't you have them reach out to me and then I can
Yeah,
make sure that everybody gets in the right place?
yep. I will do that.
Sounds good. So anything else in that area, Chip? Just the one?
No, that's it.
That's plenty. That's a lot. Okay, then I'll move on to the other updates. And Ron, do we have an update from DRA?
Yes, I checked with the engineers. The 2 grills in the main corridor above the where the photos are going, those can be changed out to either 3-way or 1-way grills without impacting the balancing of the system. And that can be done by the subcontractor. You don't need an engineer to design anything or specify. Just tell them what type of grill you want, so it directs the airflow away from the wall and the photos, and you're all set. That'll
We have
resolve that.
1-way.
I'm sorry?
We have 1-way.
Right now you have all way.
I know, but can we have 1-way as the replacement?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll talk to them. That was on my list to talk to them today about. We had I guess, miscommunication on a call and it didn't happen. While Laura and I and Adam sat there waiting, but had a nice talk as well. Anyway, so I've got a list of 4 or 5 things. That's one of them to get
Okay.
pricing and get Chris to do. I mean, it was just do it, and we'll
Yeah, we need to
Do
do
later.
that because right now those photo panels are off the wall. They're piled up against a wall in a conference room that is being used for other things.
Yep.
So
Yeah, we'd like to get that. We'd like to get them rehung and out of the room.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. The other item I had is I was able to go down to the library last weekend and go into the crawl space. And there is an opening from the crawl space in the basement up under the attic stairs. So there's some old wood framing that would need to be removed, but you can either spray insulate or put bat insulation under the attic stairs from the crawl space. And that, I know we've had the issue of the cold air coming down through the attic steps and into that wall cavity where the T-stat is in the cafe. So the stairs can be insulated without tearing out any walls or ceiling. And you can even there's even some space between the new wall where the T-stat is located and the existing wall that you can also stuff some bat insulation in there as well if you wanted. So that's something that can be easily addressed.
Which was also on my list for today.
Does it just need to be under the stairs, or is there any cavities next to the stairs or walls that also need insulation?
I don't think there are any walls that need insulation because the one exterior wall is not, the T-stat is on an interior wall.
Okay.
And it's really just apparently the steel stair from the attic. And it's enclosed on both sides as it comes down the stair.
Okay.
So if you go in there with spray insulation or, like as I mentioned, bat, whichever is easier to do or preferable, you can take care of that pretty quickly.
Well, the new box urethane, the foam systems are much better now and very easy to use. And that would easily take care of the stair. And a much better solution than bat, because it's hard to keep it in place.
Well, that's the thing. With bats, you'd have to run 2x stringers on the side walls.
Be a mess.
Plus something down the middle and then put it
Right.
in, hold it in with strapping.
Yeah, foam would be easier.
Yeah. But those are the only two items I had.
Okay, well, sounds
And
like.
please let them know one way is towards the hallway away from the wall.
Right.
Okay.
In the one-way grill and the box installation, sounds like we've got some easier solutions than might have been discovered there.
Right.
So
Fingers crossed.
that's good. Yeah, we deserve a break now and then. Okay, if Ron, you're done, I'll move on to furniture, fixtures, and equipment. Anything in that department?
Well, I have something, but I don't know that it goes exactly there, but it has to do with the interior. And that's the smell in the bathroom, in the children's room. Chris looked at it. At first, when he looked at it, he couldn't smell it. But I kind of joked with him and said maybe he should go get a COVID test, but that's not really that funny. But because it's really bad. It's unusable. You can, at times you can smell it outside where the Schumann photos are. He thought that it smelled more like a dead animal smell than a sewer gas kind of smell. So we put 10 gallons of water. He put a cleanser down there. We put 10 gallons of water. We put a gallon of bleach. And that did not do anything. He thought, there might be an animal down there. That did nothing. It would only change the smell temporarily. I think this is a bigger issue. If something's got to be snaked, because you can smell it. I don't know. I don't know what I don't know what it is. But I think we have to have a plumber who needs to pay attention to it, as opposed to as an afterthought.
We need a plumber with a camera, with a video snake. because then you really can see what the problem is. As
Yeah,
opposed-
because this is a problem.
Yeah.
The room is unusable, and we are open to the public now. The public is not using the bathrooms, but there will come a time that they are. And for the staff, the staff don't want to use it. It's foul.
And this is a whole new line, right? They
Yes,
cut they saw cut the slab in that area, ran a whole new line and tied into the old bathroom waste line, I think, it was in the cafe.
Well, that's part of the problem, because the old bathroom smelled really bad.
Okay.
So I don't know. I don't know what has to be done.
yeah, since it's the old septic system doing the video, you can go at it from different sources that all go to that septic tank. And it really will give you an idea of exactly what's going on, because it may not be in that line, it's just coming up through that line.
And that would be the tank that was relocated, or that was actually replaced. So we got a new
It's
tank
replaced,
outside.
right? But the
It was
trap should
originally
stop
going to be
that.
relocated, but there was another issue, so we replaced it. So all of that is pretty new. So
lines
it's
aren't.
not like they can claim that it's an existing condition.
Right. And there's a trap in that new bathroom. So why is it smelling? That's weird.
I don't know. When you get down to the drain, I don't think the drain itself smells. I can't get up high enough to see if it's in the ceiling.
And that might be why Chris is saying that it might be an animal, but an animal, the smell would dissipate by now, I would think.
Right. And he didn't.
Because I've had animals die in the walls, and it smells pretty bad for a couple of days, but then it goes away.
Yeah. And I know I'm familiar with that smell, and it has that really acrid smell to it, that I don't know. Anyway, this is going to take some attention. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Well, let me know when you'd like me to come over, and I'll kind of check to see if we can figure out where it's coming from.
Okay.
All right, I'll have a conversation with Wayne about that, about making, Chris can't just, they have to own that. I know he's owning a lot of stuff lately, but.
I know. And I know that he's got family issues. He talked to me about it when I saw him last time, and, he's in a really tough situation right now. So I don't want to.
Well, it also he doesn't need
It's
to be
not
the
him.
one that comes over and does it.
Right. Walt can come and.
Well, they're a plumber. Those guys are mechanics more than plumbers.
Do they have plumbers?
They did the plumbing. They did the plumbing and the HVAC. So they've got to have plumbers.
It's all the same.
But
All right, we'll take one.
Those guys didn't do the work themselves,
All right, let's get us one, please.
Yep.
Someone with an acute sense of smell. Okey-doke. Anything else on the interior issues? Got to the panels, we got to the septic, this smell. I think we pretty much covered the sidewalk. Is there more to add there, Chip?
Oh, I didn't realize that was a separate topic. No.
Yeah, no, we bounced
Yeah,
around a
well,
little bit.
because it
Long as
was
we-
a change order and
cover
then it got
everything
its own
once.
thing, so I was forgetting that it had its own thing.
Yeah.
Have they updated
no,
the
that's
bike
fine.
racks, Chip?
I have not seen a submittal on that. Will be, that's something that we'll be getting as a submittal
Yeah,
to
because
to
there's
show
an
exactly what
alternate.
they're
There's-
getting.
There's two options, so it would be nice to know what they're doing.
Okay.
And also,
Yeah, that'll all be part of the pre-construction meeting.
yeah, the dimensions of where they're actually putting them, because that was never clear.
Okay.
So let me know
Yep.
when the meeting is.
I assume it's the 31st, but
Okay,
need to figure out what time. Okay.
thanks.
So moving right along, I see energy related, but we don't have our guru.
Well, we had a,
Something to add?
we had a little bit of a update today meeting, me and Laura did with Adam at least. And Woody's been sending some, emails around. They've got much of the equipment installed, still need to finish the integration of the multi-chiller within the ALC controls. ALC is trying to get additional information from AirMech on that, and got some information. Some of it was not clear, so still working through that to finalize that installation. Then once that's done, they need to retest the system because things are at that point close to running. We do need to get the revised sequence of operations from the engineer so that we can make sure that everything's programmed appropriately with all the changes that we've made, and finish the economizer sequencing, and get things going. So, Woody has been, continuing to put the work in to get everything installed. Some of it, literally installing it himself with the modulating valves and the soft starts. But, right now it's running, but it's still kind of somewhat running manually until all this programming can be finished. I think that there is going to be a request from ALC for additional money for reprogramming. And we can debate that and talk about that at the appropriate time, but we don't have anything to debate and talk about right now.
Okay, I noticed in the email that Graham sent me on Friday saying, would I run the meeting? He asked you to do an update on the mechanicals, and that's all he said. Is this what you just covered?
Yep.
That's what I thought. Okay, so, well, Woody will be disappointed to know we were able to forge ahead without him, but.
And finish early.
Don't rub it in. But honestly, without him to cover in detail what Chip just summarized, I don't see that we have much more on that particular topic. So I guess we are coming up to the shoulder season, though, so we'll see how it works. I've been dreading that shoulder season.
There are some opportunities that, for the testing, if we can get the right days, that we need to provide heat in the morning and can do the testing on that. And then by the time the afternoon comes, we're looking at cooling spaces. That's one advantage of the shoulder season.
That's right.
Is that in one day you can do heating and cooling, but we, just have to get the rest of this stuff integration in place to be able to do that. The downside though is that there's not enough humidity in the air in the afternoons when it's warm. So there might have to be some additional humidity checks, once we get a little later in the year. Because obviously it's a library and humidity is going to be important.
Crucial, not just comfort, but all that.
Yeah, one of the things that we were discussing was, do you give up a little on the energy savings in order to keep the humidity down? And my feeling is you might have to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's specialized environment. You want the right humidity anywhere you are, but when you've got all that paper. So, okay.
Hey, Chip, I have a quick question. So Woody had been pursuing what was it, the generator wiring?
Right.
So for the entire building, do you know, was that completed?
So he's been trying to get a price on his own with somebody. I know that he had a meeting there. I haven't seen that, and I have not seen anything from Wayne on that. I talked to him. That was, the update I got from him did not include that. So I don't have an update from Enterprise at this point. To, have a couple of checks on the price for that.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Okay, good. Any other reports, questions, suggestions?
I just have one thing. You guys know that I've been involved with this cluster housing thing in the neighborhood, and we have a report from a blasting expert that's posted on the website. And one of the risks with the blasting, because it's half a block away from where the library is the plaster walls. So, as long as, it's not really a problem, and they certainly will tell you that, they can mitigate everything. They can, blow things up next to, 1,000-year-old churches and that sort of thing. But it's the plaster that we need to be, we need to pay attention to what they are doing, or I guess the board needs to pay attention to what they're doing, so that, because it's important for the library.
Well, there may be some approach where the library can make them know the, details of the circumstance and just say, we've got an old building with plaster. Away. Factor that in, please.
Nicole, do you want to talk about the pollinator pathway, or?
In a little bit.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Is it okay if I jump out now for my next meeting?
I think that'd be fine. Anybody got a last word for Ron? Because he does have to jump.
Take care, Ron. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Take
Bye-bye.
care. See you soon.
But Laura, I did want to go back to the blasting issue. I wonder if there are insurance claims that are the result of, like, the claims happen because of blasting.
Yeah, the guy that we hired, the guy that the neighborhood group hired, is actually the guy that does the claim, does the claims.
Yes.
And he said, unless you take all the pictures, the pre-blasting surveys that need to be done, they can't do anything about it. So the library, what I'm saying is the library should be included in all that pre-blasting surveys that need to be done.
Okay.
In the same, like the Alice Bushnell house across the street, they had damage to their building, the interior of their building, when Liberty Bank paved their parking lot. There was no blasting.
They use that vibration roller.
The heavy roller caused damage on the house. So I just bring this as a public service.
Yeah. So will they include the library in those surveys, or we should ensure that we are included?
I would suggest that the library make sure it's included.
Okay. Thanks.
Prudent thing to do.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
perfectly ordinary, I would think.
Yeah. Thank you.
It is a special building and it's a public service.
Mhm. The pollinator pathway. So there's two things at work. So in front of the White House, which I've been calling the White House, I think some refer to as the Hunter House. The pollinator pathway committee is there, and they've removed the bushes, or they had a group come in to remove the bushes, and they're going to put gardens in there that attract the pollinators. But a nice little side note is that the Girl Scouts are going to, as part of their Bronze Award, they're going to work with the pollinator pathway people and put a nice colorful bench in front of the house there. So I don't know anything else, Laura, to add to that.
No, the group approached the library and asked if they could do something. And we kind of decided that that would be sort of the visible, it's a part of a town's educational thing. Also, it will be very pretty and especially if it attracts butterflies and that sort of thing. So they've kind of wrapped it around the star magnolia there. So, it's an area of interest. So
Nice.
The Prentice Mobile too, the Brian Wendler came to fix that. Laura, I'm so thankful to Laura for making sure that came down and was placed in the building up north and then returned. And they just came and untangled it a little bit. But he said that Laura had done a very nice job of ensuring that was protected well. And the last thing I want to say is that the friends who have purchased a tent to go over the patio space in between the two annex buildings, that will be installed at the end of this month, the end of March. So they're having all of their inspections on the propane tank this week. And I'm not sure where the library is with the electrical outlets, but I did take your advice to let Sunny know that this could be installed, but they'll allow for some outdoor programming, fundraising, the Friends book sales, hopefully, and eventually an extension to the meeting space in the Ichabod Scranton house. So,
Nice.
all my updates, I think, for the building.
I did receive a request for any pictures of the house around 1900, the White House, so they could see what sort of plantings might have been there. But the best I could see is there was a fence and some grass. And
yeah, it's funny because I looked at the pictures that we used in the hallway, that are really blown up, and we've got, because it's in both of. It kind of is shown in the pictures twice, or at least once, I guess, and you can't really see anything. I thought
yeah, it's pretty bare. My understanding is back then gardens were something for the backyard or for the private aspect of your property, not the front steps. But
yeah, I think I think there were 2 U's that were in front of the building that were quite overgrown, and they were close to the house, and the house needs a lot of work, so it's probably good to take those bushes away, because it will only lend to further deterioration of the clapboard if there's no air getting in around those U's. So they've been removed.
yeah, I had to remove a bunch of yews in front of my old house that were hideously overgrown, and they were just they plugged them everywhere in the 50s and 60s, and they just grew and grew and grew.
Yeah.
And choked off the areas where they grew. So looked kind of nice with the old shrubbery gone, but then you go look at the paint job.
Yeah, it just reveals more problems.
Any work you do is going to reveal the next job to be done.
Our board has just started a capital improvement committee. So we are looking into all of the anticipated expenditures that come with owning the building. The driveway will have to be seal coated and striped. We need to be prepared for all of these things, but those 2 houses need a lot of work. So we're starting
we're doing a survey walk later, right, in the week, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So
tour/survey walk.
Well, the 26 Wall Street needs a lot of work, and I know Laura knows, and I think Billy, we talked about it too.
Right.
It needs to be scraped and painted. There are windows that are damaged, and before there's further deterioration, before we actually can fundraise again for another project, we just need to preserve it. So that's where we are with that.
I'd be interested in going through if you think of it. I had been wondering if anybody had been in the White House lately.
Friday at 1, right?
Yeah, I'll add I'll have someone contact you about that, Henry.
Okay.
I haven't been in since the two of us were in, Henry.
I
Oh,
think
wow.
I've never been in.
I think that's the last time I saw it.
Yeah.
You've never- In the White
Ron
House?
and Ron and
It's
I
full of
went,
surprises. You should go.
There was
Yeah,
never it was never in scope of work.
You need to
It's,
go up in the attic.
It's not.
Like
Yeah.
a treasure trove up there.
we took,
This must be a sign that we're getting close to the end of the project because now.
They have field
looking at
trips.
the
Yeah.
instructions,
yeah, we took Ron through when the town did their facilities review. That they looked at both of those buildings. So we went all the way up and all the way down.
Yeah, there's some interesting things. And I used to talk about the asbestos igloo in the basement.
Big
Did they-
birthday.
Do you have a copy of their survey? I mean, that should tell you really all you need to know, right?
Yeah, that we just have some people we want to show it to.
Got it.
Yeah. It has the most immense attic you've ever been in. It's just like you could play football up there.
But the basement does have some archaeological items of it, as does the attic.
Unique items.
Yes.
Well, it looks like there are posts from the old porch in front of the Ichabod Scranton house. So 19th century turn posts. Might be useful somewhere.
No, we could have put them in at the Ichabod Scranton house when we moved it.
Good. Well, I think we've covered the agenda and then some. So does anybody have something else you'd like to bring up? If not, we can entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
Second.
Second.
Lawrence move, Mark seconds. All in favor, please say aye and raise
Aye.
your.
Here.
Looks unanimous to me.
Well done, Henry.
Yes.
What are we gonna do with the rest of the night?
Drive.
That's right. You could do your chores. Well, look, there's all this daylight, so you could get out in the yard and
Yeah.
clean up some pine. Do you have any pine cones? I have about 1 million pine cones this year. No, that's great. Thanks everybody for
Take care.
coming together, giving us a quorum, and we will see you very soon, I'm sure.
Okay. Good night, everyone.
Am I?
Take care, everybody.
Bye.